Hi, thank you for watching. I had to film this tonight because I wasn't expecting this to arrive today, but a couple of hours my postman turned up with the one and only Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics and Dawson. I've been so excited about this. I've been avidly watching the series. I've loved it. It's been so interesting. And for the first time in a really long time, it's a Jeffree Star palette that I think I will use. I love the colours. The design of the palette's really cool as well, but more importantly for me as a makeup artist, the colours are colours I like to work with. And most of his palettes look stunning, but I just can't justify a purchase because they're very bulky, they're very big to put in my kit. If I bought them, they probably wouldn't end up getting used because of the colour selection as well. As gorgeous as they are, if that's your thing, I think they are such a treat. But this looked quite wearable, especially for the kind of clients that I have, the kind of makeup I do on myself. So I treated myself and I was so excited when it arrived. It comes in a cardboard box like this, so it is big. And then, I'll see if I can do this one-handed, you can slide your palette out like that. So I love the packaging, I think that's super cool. And then the palette itself is amazing. Look at this, it is massive, but I love it. I love the design. It feels really quality. I think it's a very, very thick cardboard. I could be wrong about this, but it feels very durable. And oh, I love it. It's got these clasps, so you flick these open and then you open up your palette. How nice is that? So pretty. So that top row, very wearable, mixture of matte and shimmer. Middle row, slightly more colourful, but I think still colours that a lot of people will use. And then the bottom row, again, it's got a couple of brights in there, but mostly those shadows are quite wearable too. So I do think that what they said in an episode of the series was right. I think that this has got enough colours in there that people feel like they're getting value from the palette. Colours you could wear day to day, to work, to go out, you know, for a night out, this palette would be amazing. But there's a few brights and a few kind of fun shades in there to inspire people a little bit. And I do love that about buying an eyeshadow palette versus buying single shadows, is that there will be some colours in there that wouldn't be ones you would select if you were just buying single eyeshadows or if you were building your own palette. So I do think it's nice to have some colours in there to push you a little bit, to get a bit more creative. So I love it. I think it's a really good balance of shades. I think as well it will work for most skin tones. I think you know, in any palette there's going to be some shades that just won't work for you, but looking at it to use on clients, I think I'm quite happy that, you know, most of my clients I could create a look for with this. I'm surprised actually that there's so many shimmers. So you can see there's a whole bunch in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shimmers. So I think that was a bold move. I think most palettes that I really love, you know, the majority of the shades are matte, but I do love a good shimmer, so that's exciting. The names are really cute. I love how, oh, it won't focus now, will it? I love how the shades are all stamped with these designs. I think that's so much fun, and makeup is all about fun and creativity. So why not have some cute names? Why not make the packaging adorable? Why not make the actual design of the shadows really cute as well? I love it. Makeup is, well, for me, it's not just my job, but it's what I enjoy to do as well. I love cute packaging. I love, you know, I love all of that. I loved the whole marketing idea behind this, thought it was fantastic, but it is most important to me that these shadows perform at a professional quality, so that they have to be professional standard for me to be completely happy. They have to be something that I can use as a makeup artist. So I'm wearing them now. Stay tuned to see me apply them for the first time and hear my first impressions. So let's get into the palette. I have not tried this yet. It was so hard not to test anything out and get like stuck into it right away when I opened it. So I hope you appreciate that. I think I'm gonna go for something quite wearable, because I really appreciate that they've included these wearable colours, and my whole business is based around doing bridal makeup. So let's put this to the test and see if I can do something wearable for my average client who wants just something pretty, but a little bit fun, a little bit glam, nothing boring. I think I can achieve that with this, but let's test it out, see how it does, test the quality. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna take this big blending brush. It's one of the Real Techniques ones. I can't remember the name of the range in particular, but I love it, and I will link all my brushes and things down below as well. And I'm gonna go in with this kind of nude pink shade right here. It's called My Pills. The names in this palette are hilarious. They are absolutely brilliant. I was reading them when I opened the box and I was like, yeah, absolutely nailed it with those. And I'm going to just use that to set my primer. I've, again, a bit like in the last review that I did, I've used a Makeup Revolution paint pot type of cream shadow. So there's plenty of coverage over my eyes, which means that I think I can really see what these shadows are doing. I have to excuse the background noise as well. I think people are letting off fireworks already. It's super early, but it's pitch black outside, so I guess they will start with the fireworks pretty soon. Sounds like people are getting going already on that. I'm then gonna take the lightest shade in this palette. It's called Ranch, and it looks like a glittery, sparkly white, which I think on my skin tone tends to work really nicely. I do have a bit of fake tan on, but I'm naturally, oh my god, that's really bright. I'm naturally super pale, and I remember like when I was a lot younger and makeup wasn't such a huge industry, you didn't have as much choice, like not nearly as much choice as now. It was so hard to find any shades that would actually highlight my skin tone. It's actually only been recently that I can highlight if I want to with concealers and things, because brands just didn't make anything light enough, and I would use a white to highlight my brow bone, my cheekbones. I used to use the Pigments by MAC when I was like a teenager, and I was, you know, just getting into makeup, and I was about 14, 15. But even then, that was because brands didn't really do highlighters back then, and if they did, they were really subtle. So I remember using the MAC Pigments, and I remember using white to highlight my face, which is, you know, it's a look, isn't it? I'm gonna highlight the inner corners with Ranch as well, because I think that's gonna be super pretty. I do this on basically every client I work on. I put a real pop of brightness and highlight on the inner corners of the eyes. It just works so well. I think it's something really easy that you can do with your own makeup too, to just really make the most of most eye shapes. See how bright that is? That's amazing. I'm taking a Morphe MB13 brush as well. It reminds me of a MAC 217, if any of you were ever into MAC brushes. And I'm going to use the shade Tanacon in my crease. This looks like my perfect crease colour. It's so pretty, and it's that perfect like mid brown. I would say it's slightly more warm toned than cool toned. It does come up quite warm on the eyes actually, but I think it's fair. It's like balanced enough that I could use this in the crease of the eyes for a lot of different looks, so I'm quite happy with that. Massively pigmented as well. This is laying down a lot more pigment than I thought it would, especially for like a crease transition colour. Then sometimes a little bit sheer, which is fine, because in your crease, if you're just doing like a kind of a neutral look, you don't necessarily want a really strong colour. But this is super pigmented. I love it. So I'm now going to go in and just deepen that a little bit with the shade right next to it. It's called Diet Root Beer, and it's quite a bit darker, but it's still not what I would call a dark brown. So I think this is perfect to start just defining my eyes a little bit more. I'm adding it right on these outer corners and kind of blending it up towards the crease of my eye a little bit, but not as far as I took the transition shade. That's so pretty as well. I would say there's the perfect amount of pigment in that eyeshadow. It's not giving you like such an intense colour that you can't blend it out, but it's really pretty, and you can see the difference on the skin between that and Tanacon as well. I do think some palettes play it a little bit too safe and actually have too many really similar colours. I've seen a number of palettes like that where I think actually, you know, you could have mixed it up a little bit, chucked something else in there rather than doing 2 or 3 colours that are really close. I'm also going to take those 2 colours underneath the eyes. I am going to use a different brush for this. It is I think it's a Beauty Bay one. Yeah, it is. It's a Hey Shorty brush from Beauty Bay. It's just a little kind of detail brush for the eyes, and I'm going to go right underneath using Tanner Con first, and then I'm going to go straight over that with Diet Root Beer. Keep it nice and blended. I want to start making this a lot more defined now. Maybe not smoky, but definitely defined, and make my eyes really pop. So I'm going to add another shade from the top row, that row of really wearable colours. It's called Spiraling, and it's this really nice cool toned brown. I think it's got a bit of shimmer, kind of satin finish. So I hope I'm not going to regret using this on my outer corners, because I don't want a whole bunch of shimmer right there. I think it's probably kind of satiny enough that it should blend nicely. I've just noticed what I'm doing as well. I'm holding like every brush all at once. That's such a makeup artist thing. I didn't know I did it until I saw other artists doing it when I've been at different jobs and things. And it's like every brush I've used, I'm just holding my hand all at once apparently. Popped a little bit of Spiraling underneath my eyes as well. I like the underneath of my eyes very defined. So this actually probably isn't even as dark as I would normally go, but I think I should keep it a bit fresher. Just because I'm wearing like a slightly darker lip for me as well. So I put just the tiniest bit of Spiraling underneath, and I'm now going to go in and add a really fun lip shade. I can't decide because there's a few shades that I really want to put across my lid, but I think let's just keep it to that top row and use a little bit of Just a Theory. So it's kind of, it's like a, I hate the term rose gold, it's like a soft copper shade, I think. But I can see that being so popular with brides that I work with. It looks like it's going to be really, really flattering. Okay, to be honest, that isn't coming out as pigmented as I expected. So let's try it with a damp brush. I'm going to grab some setting spray. Got my Morphe Jeffree Star one here, so I'm just going to give my brush a little spray with this and try that shade with a damp brush and just see if it picks up a little bit more of the colour. I know it is difficult with shimmer shades, and maybe it is supposed to be subtle, but that's more subtle than I was expecting. So give it a try with a damp brush. It's probably going to be fine. And that's coming up just a little better, but I wouldn't say that's like a real kind of pop of shimmer like I was expecting. It's more of a sort of subtle satiny type of finish, which I'm not mad about. It's just different to what I expected seeing it in the pan. And that is quite pretty. I do quite like it. It's not as metallic as I was expecting, but I think I'll still happily work with and use that shade, so it's all okay. I'm gonna add just a little bit more colour. I've sort of changed my mind a little bit. I want to brighten this up a bit. So I'm gonna dip into Cheese Dust. I mean, if that is not the best eyeshadow name you've ever heard, I don't know what is. That's so cute. And it's this really nice kind of mid-tone orange. I mean, look at the pigment on that. I think these mattes are just the best thing about this palette. And I'm gonna pop that like kind of into my crease, and I'm not taking it down as far as my outer corner. So the outer corners are still gonna be dark and defined. I should have done this earlier, but you know, sometimes you just pick up ideas as you go. That shade is absolutely gorgeous. I think tomorrow, when I get ready, I'm gonna do some type of look that involves putting that all across the lid as like a flat kind of monochrome sort of thing, because I'm obsessed. That shade is the best. It's so good, blends so nicely, even though I reckon I should have added that a lot earlier. It's actually blended in quite well. So I'm really, really impressed. I love this shade as well, Pigment. See what they did there? I would love to do that as like a monochrome, just like rosy tones all over the face with a pink lip and stuff. That would be so pretty. Since I'm here, I want to test out this black shade because I'm so fussy on black eyeshadow. So that's always a really good test of whether I'm going to actually get use from a palette as well. Because if the black eyeshadow is really good, I will find myself putting it in my kit because that's so useful. So it's called My Rides Here and it looks awesome. So let's give it a go. Oh, okay, yeah, I know I love it already. That's so dark, pitch black, perfect, so good. Let's see how it blends out. I mean, that is some serious pigment in there. So there's a little bit of fallout down here from that black shade, but that is absolutely fine. Not mad at it. I would rather have a dark shadow come out really dark, really pigmented, and compromise by cleaning up a bit of fallout afterwards. So I think if I was doing like a blackout smoky eye, which I love to do, I would definitely do my skin last. I love to do my skin first. I do client skin first usually, but knowing that there's a bit of drop down from that, I would definitely, if I was doing like a full dark smoky eye, do my skin last. But it's absolutely fine, it's to be expected. The fallout is minimal, so that's actually really impressive for a black eyeshadow. That's really good, and I'm so happy they included a black in this palette. So I'm gonna just quickly finish off my eyes with some liner, some lashes and some mascara, and I'll be back. So I'm back. I've put a brown Charlotte Tilbury pencil in my waterline. Bonus fact, that is my favourite ever brown eyeliner pencil. I've tried so many, and that's the one that I've bought time and time again, so I'll make sure I link that below because it's fantastic. I did a brown liquid liner on the top, and then I did some big lashes because I am about to go out, so why not? So my final thoughts on the palette: get one. If you can get your hands on one, buy one. You will not be disappointed. I think it's a really solid palette, really good colour selection. The mattes are incredible. They blend so nicely, they're so vibrant, and I love a good matte shadow, so I think they were fantastic. The shimmers, from what I've tried, a little bit mixed, but nothing terrible. You know, that kind of soft copper shade I put on my lid with a damp brush was fine, and it still blended nicely, so I wouldn't say that that's a major negative. I think overall it's a really strong eyeshadow palette, which is a massive achievement when there are so many good ones on the market. I think anyone putting out a palette like this, you know, it's really special for them to do something different enough that it's worth a purchase, but that is also wearable and performs really well. So the lads smashed it, didn't they? I think this will be restocked so many times, so next time you have the chance to get your hands on one, do. I think I'm going to get a couple of the liquid lips when they're restocked, and I'm absolutely gutted that I didn't get the mini palette as well, the mini controversy palette. I was so surprised that I logged straight onto the website, and now I got this from Beauty Bay. I literally logged straight on and was so surprised that they had them in stock that I just put this in my basket and checked out. So I think, yeah, when there's a little restock of those, I really want a couple of the liquid lips because I love a Jeffree Star liquid lipstick. I'm wearing Deceased, which is new to me, but I really like this. I definitely want to try the gloss. The gloss looks amazing, and I definitely want that mini palette. They were in stock when I was buying this, and I didn't get one, and I regretted it because it looks really nice. So maybe if I get those, I'll do another little updated review. If you've tried the collection, let me know what you think. I'm so interested to hear about it. I know there's a bunch of reviews online, but I specifically didn't look at them because I wanted to kind of look at this with fresh eyes and look at this quite critically as well. So I didn't want to be influenced by other people, but I'm going to go and watch some reviews now because I'm so interested to see what other people think. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!